Welcome to the Okanogan Forest Channel, and this is a challenge that we have today. The challenge is I am going to give away 3 very nice frugal bushcraft knives, and I will ship them at my expense anywhere in the world. If you're interested in participating in this challenge, then you'll want to listen to the end when I give all of the requirements and information about what I actually plan to do. But as I do this also, I want to point out several of the bushcraft knives that I have enjoyed and try to stress something that I think is very important. And that is, TV personality equipment isn't always the best stuff for bushcraft. And it isn't always the best thing that you can use when you're outdoors. Frugal equipment that's good equipment is by far your best choice. So let's take a look at some of the knives that I've used, and I'll tell you about some others that I really like. And then we'll get into the bushcraft knife giveaway. First is this clipper. It's a Mora clipper, and as you can see, I like to do 2 things. I like to have a lanyard that I put on the knife, and then I also like to have a compass, a whistle, and a way to start fire. And that's really a pleasurable, light piece of equipment that you can carry with you that gives you a great deal of confidence when you're back in the woods by yourself. And I've enjoyed this knife a lot. In fact, it's really one of my favorite. And I should say too, as I pick up the other Mora that I have here, here's a Mora 2000, and I've rigged it essentially the same way, using Ranger bands. Underneath here is, of course, a fire steel. And then here's your compass, your whistle, and a striker for the fire steel. And I put a little Ranger band on the top here just to make sure that they stay inside the sheath. But I've been using Mora knives since 1969, and I have to tell you that dollar for dollar, you can't get anything better than that really works well for bushcraft. Now let me say one other thing. I do have a Becker BK2. And there's a lot out there about Becker BK2. I happen to really like it because it's a big, heavy knife, and it would work in all kinds of good situations. And so the cheapest knife is not always the best knife. Being frugal doesn't mean being cheap. And that brings me to this knife that I want to show you right here. This is a concealed carry neck knife. Years ago I was carrying a concealed carry neck knife, and it was made of stainless steel. And it just kept rusting because I was working at the time for one of our embassies, and it was kind of a tropical hot environment, and I perspired, and it was inside my shirt, and so on and so forth. So I went to a good friend of mine that's a custom knife maker, and he made this knife for me, and it's, I'm going to say, almost 10 years ago. And this is a very special knife because that's not steel. It's titanium. Now, anyone will tell you that titanium won't keep a very good edge, but you got to think about what the utility is. What is the purpose of the knife? This knife is just as good as the day I bought it, and believe me, it's sharp enough to cut any number of things. And for its real purpose, it's perfect. And it's never rusted one iota, and it's spent literally hundreds of hours around my neck. And so the point is, think about your utility and buy something or get something that isn't just sexy and advertised on television. The final knife that I would want to show before I go to my real challenge here is this little guy. And you may have seen this on the internet also, and the reason I got it is it's a miniaturized hunting knife that I can put a compass and a fire steel, a whistle on, and it's small, and there are some applications where this works really well. So let's put all these things aside now, and let's talk a little bit about this bushcraft knife that Okanogan Forest Channel is going to give away. I have 3 of these, and what I want to tell you is that the idea was to have a good quality bushcraft knife that was inexpensive, that would work in a lot of situations, that I could give away to people and make the point that, guess what? Being frugal is just being smart in the outdoors. Well, this is the knife I came up with, and I have a sheath that I made, and I have 3 of these. You can see the knife. It's not particularly it doesn't have a fancy stag handle or anything like that. In fact, it's a very good design. And as you pick it up, it fits in the hand well, and it's thick enough so that you can do it. It's full steel going all the way back. 3 good rivets here. And incidentally, this hard plastic handle is very very good in the hand. And in fact, the pommel back here is good that if you wanted to, you know, pound something, there you go. It'll do a lot of different tasks for you, but that would certainly do most of the cutting that you'd want to do. And let me tell you a little bit about the sheath. This is the sheath, and I'll either give you this sheath if you're the winner, or I will give you the material so that you can do it. And it's simply made out of a tie-back envelope and Ranger band and a clip. And it works wonderfully. Goes right in there, doesn't want to come out, and it's a great knife. And it's actually as good or better than a number of knives I've used in the woods in the past. And so what I would say to all of you out there, that if you're interested in having this bushcraft knife for free, then what I would suggest you do is you meet my challenge. Now I'm going to give away 3 of these knives. And the purpose of this is to stimulate conversation about how to be a good frugal bushcrafter. And if you have an idea that you'd like to put in a video and then acknowledge this challenge, and let me know, or send me the video or whatever the case may be so that I know it's there, then I will put that in the list of those that are under competition. The closing for this, I'm thinking, although it could change, might be late spring sometime. So that gives everybody an opportunity. And let me say I have 3 knives. I don't just have one. So the first one I'm going to give away is to anybody out there that does a really good video on how to, with some good idea to share with everybody else about how to be frugal and have a lot of fun doing bushcraft. And that's really open-ended, but that's the number one. The second knife I want to give to somebody that also has the idea of being frugal in their video, and then also in some way is unique or special. And that's kind of like, you know, knife number 2. And then the third knife is a little different. We still want to go with the frugal bushcraft theme with something that you might want to talk about. But this one's really special, and this is to remind everybody out there in the world that I intend to send you a knife wherever you are, whether you're in South Africa or if you're in Russia or any place that you might be. The third knife will be for the most unique entry and the most interesting place. So if you're in Siberia, or if you're in some small village in northern Canada, or if you're somewhere in the Middle East, or wherever you might be, and you put together a simple video to respond to this video challenge, and it comes from a special, interesting place that all of us would find interesting, then you've got a knife too. And the point of the third knife is to say it to everybody out there, whether or not you're in the UK, the United States, or Australia, or New Zealand, it doesn't really matter. I'll get you the knife to the best of my ability. Now, if you have any other questions about this challenge, you can certainly send me a note, or you can leave a comment or a message for me, and I'll try to respond to it. I'll also put some information down below this video that should help out a little bit. I'll try to go through the 3 knife giveaway a little bit more so that it's clear for everybody to see. Now, if you want to have fun with this, and that's the idea, have fun with it, I look forward to hearing from you. So think about getting this free bushcraft knife. It's a good one. It really is. It works really well. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop and eat some walnuts. And happy trails to all of you out there. Please leave your comments and ideas. Let me just smile and say one last thing. You didn't see me in this video. I'm not that good looking. You can see me in other videos, and if you want to see somebody that is good looking in one of my videos, then what you need to do is go look at the belly dancer on my site, because she's a whole lot better looking than I am. But anyway, that's not my theme. So have a good day. Enjoy the outdoors. Share some good ideas. And again, we're not selling anything here. This is all free for the taking, the ideas and the opportunity. Look forward to sending knives out to you. Thanks now. Take care and happy trails. Keep the campfire burning.